Why? Why? I made a video about this the other day, and I understand Mike D'Antoni is not the right coach to get because he's not going to coach defense, and I didn't want Mike D'Antoni. I wanted Kenny Atkinson. But how is hiring, or no, let me rephrase that, rehiring Steve Clifford a move that isn't stagnating the team? Yes, he's a good defensive coach. He believes in simplifying this defense approach by limiting fast breaks, limiting second chance points, and not allowing the opponent to the free throw line. Those are his three theories for defense. And he has a very simplistic approach, which a lot of players, it seems like his simplistic approach, and it seems like it works to a certain extent on defense. But offensively, he's a coach who arguably has been a hot mess and hasn't had, creativity. Sorry for that noise. Creativity on the offensive side. And that's where I sit here and I'm like, how does this, obviously the idea with Kenny Atkinson, he was going to bring defensive structure, he was going to bring schemes and everything you wanted, and it was going to be all right. But now, I don't know if they don't bring in an offensive wonderkin with Steve Clifford and Steve Clifford delegates the offense to that guy, how is this franchise benefiting from rehiring the coach you fired previously because he couldn't get the job done? Yes, he went to the playoffs twice. Okay, I'm not taking that away from him. But again, I want to get back to the argument. How does this move keep you going forward as a franchise? Mike D'Antoni, the one argument to bring him in, even though he has a terrible defensive approach, he doesn't believe in defense whatsoever, was that at the very least you were going to have LaMelo Ball probably develop into a MVP candidate under Mike D'Antoni, and he had a relationship with Mitchupchek. So for me, I just think here, how does this move improve them at all? I feel like it's a move that just keeps you stagnant. It doesn't take you backwards, but you fired him for James Borrego, which ironically, James Borrego was the intern coach that Steve Clifford replaced when he went to Orlando. And is this just looping? Because James Borrego was an Orlando Magic intern coach, then became the Hornets coach when Steve Clifford was fired to become the Orlando Magic coach. Then James Borrego was fired, and Steve Clifford became the Hornets coach. Did we just walk into an inception? Did we just walk into a reality that might not be real? I don't know. I'm just actually irate. And, okay. Also, you're going to tell me Kemba was awesome with Steve Clifford. Yes, but that was prime Kemba Walker, baby. That was prime Kemba Walker. That was the cream of the crop, Kemba Walker. Not that the Kemba that you see now is a shadow of his former self. People don't realize how dirty Kemba Walker. That was no Steve. Steve Clifford helped empower that, but that Steve Clifford didn't develop that. That was Kemba, baby. If anything, Kevin Ollie developed Kemba Walker more than Steve Clifford did. But this is a guy that not overpaid, but Nicholas Batum was part of the focal point of Steve Clifford's offense. And that's where, look, did they have... Al Jefferson, wasn't he there too? Al Jefferson was funny with Steve Clifford. Or am I going too early? I could be going too early with the Al Jefferson reference. But I just don't know. And plus this kind of Steve Clifford's approach, maybe from being away from basketball, he's redeveloped his philosophy for the NBA. But I don't know, man. I want to hear your guys' thoughts down below. I do think it's kind of interesting to think about it, but I have an NBA show that I know 25 to 30% of you guys are watching right now to the end of the video. You guys definitely should go check out my NBA show down below. I also have an NFL channel. I don't have it. I need to add it to my upload default so it gets put there. But check out Zero NFL. Search that up. But my NBA show is linked down below. You should go peep that because it's cool. It's growing. It's growing. That NBA show is going to take over. I promise you that.